Hi, it's Lynn from LynnieCDesigns. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the UK. Thank you for joining me today. I'm going to make a card using the Quiet Meadow bundle, which is on page 110 of the Stampin' Up annual catalogue. I've been playing with this, making a few cards. I'm going to use the sentiment and some of the background stamps. I think on one, I'm undecided on what to do for the background, so I'm using some stamps on one piece, and then I've also embossed some other pieces using the Meadow Moments embossing folders, and these are slimline ones that fit in the mini stamp cut and emboss machine, and they're really pretty. I love both the designs. The Meadow dies are just absolutely gorgeous. I've got a piece of Bumblebee for the card base, and that is 21 centimeters by 14.8, so half a sheet of A4, and it's scored at 10.5. And then, as I said, I was a bit undecided. I've got some basic white for the inside, and that measures 10.2 by 14.5, so it just leaves a very narrow border. And then I've got another piece of Bumblebee which is cut to the same size. But then I had a bit of a moment, and I'd already cut out, these are the 3 floral images, flower die cuts that I'm going to use on the card today. But these, I've taken another piece of Bumblebee and a piece of our white vellum cardstock, and I've used each of those on the vellum, each of those embossing folders that I mentioned earlier, and I'm just not sure, so I'm going to stamp this piece, and then we will make a decision on what to do. So let me just take that to one side. I'm going to bring in a little bit of grid sheet to try and protect my really pretty stuff. I'm running out of this pretty grid sheet, so I'm trying to save it. So I'm just going to create a background using tone on tone. That's one thing, I don't know whether that's upside down or not. Yes, it is. Glad I checked. Not made much of a difference. So just randomly, as random as I can do it, and then with the dots I'm going to stamp that off. Just sort of make this a bit grungy. Actually, this stamp does remind me of Gorgeous Grunge, which was a stamp set that we carried, Stampin' Up carried, when I first joined about 5 or 6 years ago, and I've still kept it. Mind you, I keep most of my stamp sets because I love them all, and I use them when I'm making bespoke cards, orders for my customers, so I like that. Now I'm going to put that to one side, and we can decide on which background to use, but I want to apply colour to this, so I'm going to use blending brushes. I'm going to start with Purple for the greenery on these. Now I want to mask off, do one at a time. I want to mask off the actual flower heads. I want these little random post-it notes. There we go. And I'm going to apply some colour. Now you could very easily just use a blend. You could cut these out of coloured cardstock several times, so you would do green for on one, and then that down a little bit. There we go. You could use green and then do whatever colour you wanted the flower, but if you're a subscriber, then you know that I absolutely love these blending brushes, and I love the fact that actually you have to be a little bit delicate when it's delicate die cuts like this, but you can build up the colour so it can be sort of tonal. So I'm happy with that. That's quite dark. You can see I gave that a little bit of a twist, but that's fine. Now the same here. I'm going to take off those post-it notes and see if I can cover up the flowers. It doesn't need to be perfect, but I just want to try and colour, only add colour to the leaves. So this one, I'm going to make it a bit lighter, so I'm not going to apply quite as much. Let's do a couple of passes on there. Peel that off. Lovely. Pop that to one side, and then last but not least, just need the one. And I don't know if you noticed, I haven't added any more green to that, because that will be an even lighter shade on this one, I think. Fabulous. Now I can now swap that over, make sure that's like that, and then we can apply some bumblebee. And then I'm going to put these flowers and do those yellow as well. Just shut my door. Don't know whether you heard it, but my husband came downstairs and was talking to the dog. Bless him. Bless him. And then there we go. The beauty of using post-it notes. Oh, now that could be a disaster. Fingers in the ink. I always get so inky. Post-it notes are really easy to position, reposition. If you think you've kind of missed a spot or you want to go back over. That's it. Now, Just going to see if I can add a little bit more to some of those edges. And I can see I've missed a tiny little bit there, but I'm not worried about that. Beauty of homemade cards is they are all going to be individual. And then again here I want to apply some Calypso coral. So I'll do that. And do really intense on that one. And then I'm going to pick that up. I just want to do the edges of this flower here. Bend that just for a minute, just so that it doesn't get in the way. And see, just sort of build up the colour and add as much as you like. Still going to just leave my hand there. And concentrate round the edges. Fabulous, I like that. Look how dark that one is, that's beautiful. Make this a little bit more vibrant around the edge. Fabulous. And there are our blooms. I've got ink all over my hands, so it really saved that. Inside, really going to that corner and that corner. And then I'm going to leave that blank. There we go. Got a little bit of basic black, and I'm going to do a sentiment white heat embossing. I just think it really pops on the black. I'm going to use this die here and cut that out. Move that out of the way. Here's my mini cut and emboss machine, which I absolutely love. I've got to just find the right sandwich. So pop that on there, another plate on there. Hopefully that's in the middle. Ooh. There we go. And that, the extra bits just fall out. And then we will try and work out what we're going to do. The inside of my flowers, I'm going to use some of the Playing with Patterns resin dots. They are still in the annual catalogue, so I think they're really lovely. So I'm just going to pop that on the inside. Okay, what I was going to do, thinking about doing that. I'm going to put linen thread. So do I do that? Do I just do the vellum? Or do I do it with that? Decisions, decisions. I think I like the vellum, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick that vellum over there. Vellum attaching to a card base, you've got to be quite careful where you put the glue to attach it so that it doesn't show through. I know roughly where I want my flowers. I'm going to stick this one in place first. That one there. Ooh. Big bit of glue there, too much. A wooden skewer there. And then I think I'm going to pop this one on flat as well. Not sure if that was on camera, but you can see I'm just putting little dots. Now, I want to do a little bit of pruning, make that the same length, so we'll do that. And then when we turn that over, you can see where to add glue to hold the vellum down. And it shouldn't need any more than that. Well, that's the way I like to do it anyway. Everybody has their own little foibles, don't they? And then we can add the linen. So I want to have the linen going around, let's see, thread it through there. Yep. Hoping, let's pull a bit more through because you just never know. And I'm going to secure that in place. With dimensionals. Now, a lot of people would say don't put the dimensionals where you've got extra bulk. You want to bridge it, but as I said, we all do our own thing. And then that can come round the back. And tie a bow. and then we'll tie another one and have a double. Not sure if that's the way you're supposed to do it, probably not. And then you will stick that on the base like so. Now that I haven't tied that very well. We'll double knot that. Nope. Showing you all my bloopers. Just pull that. There we go. I want a double bow, so loop over and hold it with that one. Take your finger out, wrap it around the back and in through there. Just obviously I've been doing lots of practicing. Almost all of my ribbon bows, my ribbons have got bows tied on the end, or did have. So the tails aren't very long that side. I'll make it a small bow. Now, I love how that looks, and that I'm going to add on there with a glue dot. That was a bit of a faff, wasn't it? I'm sure I did that wrong. Feel free to leave me a comment if you've got your own way of tying bows. All of the details for this will be over on my blog, and there'll be a link in the description box below. You can purchase all of the items that I've used here in my online store, and there'll be a link to that as well in the description box below, and also over on my blog. So let's just do this as the final thing. That in there. I'm going to do and I'm going to leave that because it's behind that leaf, and then there you've got 3 gems there. So there we are. That's a very simple card, and the reason that I wanted to show you, I'll give you a sneak peek. Hopefully the person receiving this card isn't watching this, but this is a birthday card that I've made somebody featuring the Days to Remember stamp set, and I absolutely love this. I will be doing a video on how that works, but I think this will be brilliant because I love doing calendars, and this is another one that I did using pretty hand penned, but I will do a video next week on how easy it is to use this stamp set. So there we go. Thank you for watching. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this, and leave me a comment, and I will see you again next week. Bye for now.